The market finds the sell button. Is there more pain ahead? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the market found a little bit of a pullback yesterday as they sold down just a little bit on both charts where we are coming into some key support, and Nasdaq actually poked through some key support. So now the question is there more pain coming? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use the Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the Nasdaq. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, for a little over a week now, I've been pounding the table about how good our indicator is and how well it's doing. It absolutely killed again. We're going to jump in and take a look, but we'll make it a little quicker. We've gone through it pretty in depth, but I just want to give a daily update of what you'd be looking at if you got our indicator. So let's jump into the chart now. All right, guys, here we are on the 5-minute chart for the SPY. This is how we day trade. This is the chart we use for it with the indicator on. It's the only thing on the chart right now. If you see buy, you buy. If you see sell, you sell. Right here was the last candle of yesterday. It was a sell into the morning. And right here at 6:55, I'm in the Pacific Standard Time Zone. 6:55, basically 20 minutes into the day, at basically the high of the day, you got a sell signal that sold straight down for $3 on the SPY, which is an incredible day trade. You got this buy signal, which was a winner, then it consolidated. You got another sell signal, which was a really nice winner, a buy that failed here, so you stopped out on that one. A buy that stopped out toward the end of the day. If you trade these, I don't trade this late in the day, but if you did, you had one loser here, but then you had another nice winner into the close. So overall, another incredible day from the indicator. This trade alone, $3 on the SPY is a big deal. That's a really, really nice move on a day trade, and that would cover the cost of the indicator for quite some time. This indicator is killing it, guys. I do want to keep this quick because we've pounded the indicator for a while now, but you can just see how powerful it is. It is forward looking. That is what is unique about it. It's not looking at past data. It's looking at future data and what should push the market in whatever direction we want it to go. It is all available to you now. If you want to check it out, go over to our webpage and go under membership plans to TradingView Indicators. You can get it right here for $59 a month or $5.90 for the year. That gets you 2 months for free. And here's the deal. I don't have a 7-day free trial on this one because I already know it works. We've been using it for 10 months. You can see the data on the screen. We're going to live day trade with it here one day this week or next week so everybody can see it in real time. But what I will do and what I've said overall is give it a shot. And if you don't like it, shoot me an email and say, hey, this isn't what I thought it was. Okay, if it's within a month, 30 days, money back guarantee right there. I will give you your money back and take the access away, and we can move on. So give it a shot. You got nothing to lose, and this thing is absolutely crushing, guys. So check that out. All right, now let's jump into the charts and take a look. All right, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and we are currently looking at the potential for this to be a 1-2 setup. We're still waiting for them to break fully out. They came up into the pivot and rejected. That's pretty common. This is a fairly deep rejection, though. You really kind of want them to hold this 0.5 area, which is the 58.67 area. If they do hold 58.34, that's no big deal. We could even still count this as a potential 1-2 and then a breakout in 3 of 3, as they did come to the 618, which is a pretty common pivot area, or wave 1 of 3 area in the pivot, I should say. We do have that option available where this would be a 1 of 3 and a 2 of 3 breakout, since we did not really get a 1 of 3 over here. So that is the first thing we'd look at is this a 2 of 3 with a continued rally to the upside? If that's the case, we should be looking for 6,009 next, 6,076 as the more natural target. But overall, they could still pull back a little bit more. Like I said, I'd really like to see them hold this 57.93 area. Anything below 57.25 starts to be problematic for the bulls. The structure is a little bit big to be a wave 1, and while it's not impossible for this to be a 1-2 setup in a deeper way, if that's the case, I would want to see a much deeper pullback towards 55.60 and then look for the move up from there in order to fit the mold a little bit better than it is right now. Now, if they do break 55.60 to the downside, that is a major warning to the bulls. That is a level to watch. It should be heavy support. And should they break through that level, you should see some acceleration to the downside. So again, real easy on the ES. We have some key levels. The first one is 57.25. Below that, we could see some accelerated selling. The second one is 5560 to the downside. So the bulls definitely want to hold that level. And then to the upside, you want to see them get to 6009 as a minimum, and more accurately, the 6076 level overall. Over on the Nasdaq. All right, on the Nasdaq, a little bit different. Once again, the Nasdaq is weaker than ES. It leads to the downside yesterday. It breaks through the 618, which is the bottom of the pivot, which you would not expect once it moves above the pivot like it has. So this is not an ideal situation for the Nasdaq. They still can push higher. They still can hold here. In theory, this can be a 1-2, but this 1 for a wave 1 of 3 becomes too high. It's above the 764 and very close to the 1.0. So it's not an ideal setup for a 1-2-1-2 in that way, which is why we have it labeled slightly different. So with that, the bulls poked down below it, and now they're back above it a little bit. They're above it by 30 points. You really want to see them hold that 300 area. They haven't technically invalidated anything here, so it's not like it's a life or death situation, but below yesterday's low can become very problematic very fast. And we would not want to see them break the 19,815 area, this low over here. Should they break through this low, very likely we're going to see 19.5, but I think even closer down to that 19,200 area and beyond. So this is a big level for the bulls, this 19,815 level. They really want to hold this. Again, they have pushed up high enough that this is not a great 1-2 setup for a wave 3, so that's not really what I'm looking for at this point. We can continue on in wave 3 if they can hold where they held yesterday, but below yesterday's low, and it starts to look a little bit more like a potential B wave, or like we got a potential expanded smaller B wave. So it can look like a bigger B wave, right, where you have A and then A, B, C for B, and then you'd get a C wave down. It can be that, but it's going to have to break quite a bit of support for that. Or it can be an expanded B wave for 2 where you have 1 and then 2 does this. However, that's not a very common thing. I would not expect this to be the case. So I wouldn't be putting a lot of my eggs in that basket. This is, however, a pretty clear 3-wave move with this pullback. So I would be very cautious to count this as a 1-2-1-2. Now, what we can do is we can move this up. I don't love this count. It makes the target much too high, where this is wave 1, this is wave 2, then this is 1 of 3, which makes a little bit more sense, and this would be 2 of 3 on the pullback. And then if we see that, it's going to point more toward the 23,000 plus area, which overshoots the target a little bit, so I'm not entirely in love with this count either. So what I told my room today was it's very messy coming up to the upside here. We have our key levels. As long as they can stay above 20,300 in yesterday's low, we can look bullish in a more direct manner. And if they break yesterday's low, then we would start looking to this low next, 19,815 or so. And if they break that, I would look down towards the 19,200 level after that. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking it out. We also have our yearly plans where you can get a month for free here, and you get a 7-day free trial with those as well. Get you a little bit of a discount and a longer term commitment there. Now, we have our educational material, which is our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course, as well as our advanced Elliott Wave course. These courses are helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It can be so difficult when these moves happen down on bad news. In our advanced course, we're going through the complex patterns that people have trouble with, such as your fib levels that are advanced, the diagonals, the double and triple threes, the flats, the triangles, and how to trade Elliott Wave in a way that makes sense so that you can understand the market from a trader's perspective, which is a really big advantage. As you can see on the screen, our traders are loving this and they are making money, but if this is too advanced or you're just getting started with Elliott Wave, we also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be so confusing when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. That's because Elliott knew that the news cycles were garbage long ago, and he knew that key levels mattered. He knew how to find these key levels and what happened when they held and what happened when they broke. And this gives you a huge trading advantage over the rest of the market. Now, this course, it's 25 videos in 3 parts. We go through the introduction where we introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory, your mindset and emotion, the KISS method and why it works, your chart setup and tools, where we get all the tools set up, why we use them and how we use them. And then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through all of the waves, how they look, how to measure them, how to find them, how to understand the key levels, and how to make sense of a completely irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about these courses is if you want to get them both for a discount, you can get them in our bundle pack for $37 off. But if you want to get them for free, simply join one of our monthly rooms, as they are included in that price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. A midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts, answer all your questions about all of the charts, go through everything from NVIDIA to Bitcoin to gold, and make sure that everybody's on the same page for the big picture and the small picture. We also get all of our training material for free in these rooms. And we trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing in day trades. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced training, you need to check out PT's throne room in there. You get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading, income trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just kills the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, our key takeaways for today. We did find a pullback here. We do have some potential setups for a potential 1-2 here and then a breakout, or they can simply hold where they're at in a more shallow wave 2 or more shallow pullback and break out directly to the upside. If they break down below 57.25, that's the first warning, and 55.60 would be a major warning. Over on the Nasdaq, we have several potentials because the Nasdaq did break some key support at 20,300 back down through the pivot. We could have this 1-2 setup that you're looking at now. It does point a little higher than I would like. We also have the potential for this to be a couple of different B waves, an expanded B wave flat for a wave 2, as well as the bigger B wave where you have the high over here, A, B, and then you'd start a C wave down after that. For that bigger C wave, you would have to break several layers of support, including the 19,815 area and then that 19,000 area down below. Guys, that is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.